Android on Google Play. And now Guide Us TV is available on Roku. Get guided with Guide Us TV. Here are some ways to get Guide Us TV. Via satellite on Galaxy 19 FTA. At this satellite frequency, transponder rate 5, frequency 11836 MHz, polarity vertical, symbol rate 20770, FEC 3/4, channel ID, Guide US TV. You can also download the app to your smartphone. Available for iPhones from the App Store, for Android on Google Play. And now Guide Us TV is available on Roku. Get guided with Guide Us TV.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. نحن خلقناكم فلولا تصدقون. أفرأيتم ما تمنون. أأنتم تخلقونه أم نحن الخالقون. نحن قدرنا بينكم الموت وما نحن بمسبوقين على أن نبدل أمثالكم وننشئكم فيما لا تعلمون. ولقد علمتم النشأة الأولى فلولا تذكرون. أفرأيتم ما تحرثون. أأنتم تزرعونه أم نحن الزارعون. لو نشاء لجعلناه حطاما فظلتم تفكهون. إنا لمغرمون بل نحن محرومون. أفرأيتم الماء الذي تشربون. أأنتم أنزلتموه من المزن أم نحن المنزلون. لو نشاء جعلناه أجاجا فلولا تشكرون. أفرأيتم النار التي تورون. أأنتم أنشأتم شجرتها أم نحن المنشئون. نحن جعلناها تذكرة ومتاعا للمقوين. فسبح باسم ربك العظيم. فلا أقسم بمواقع النجوم. وإنه لقسم لو تعلمون عظيم. إنه لقرآن كريم في كتاب مكنون لا يمسه إلا المطهرون. تنزيل من رب العالمين. أفبهذا الحديث أنتم مدهنون. وتجعلون رزقكم أنكم تكذبون. فلولا إذا بلغت الحلقوم وأنتم حينئذ تنظرون. ونحن أقرب إليه منكم ولكن لا تبصرون. فلولا إن كنتم غير مدينين ترجعونها إن كنتم صادقين فأما إن كان من المقربين فروح وريحان وجنة نعيم وأما إن كان من أصحاب اليمين فسلام لك من أصحاب اليمين وأما إن كان من المكذبين الضالين فنزل من حميم وتصلية جحيم إن هذا لهو حق اليقين فسبح باسم ربك العظيم.
Thank you for not saying so long. إن الحمد لله رب العالمين هو الذي جعلنا مسلمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين هو الذي جعلنا مسلمين. We say all of the praise and the thanksgiving is to the one who has created all of us and given us this life, and he is the one who is chosen to give guidance to those special people to him, and he guides them to whatever he wills. And for that we always say Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, the praise only to Allah. And with that, we just heard from Surah Al-Waqiyah. If you're familiar with Surah Al-Rahman, number 55, this follows it, number 56. And what the Sheikh was reading to us has some very profound and applicable meaning to our program tonight. And that is because it deals with the issue of those who have been exposed to the truth and yet they have rejected it. And it comes from that standpoint all the way through. At the same time, Allah is talking to believers and people in general. But you can tell by the tone and the words in the translation, you can feel this is serious stuff. Very serious. Because Allah begins by saying, and I'm going to be explaining some things along the way for our viewers at home who are not Arabs, they're not Muslims, and they're watching us on our channels, they're watching us in different places of the world. And I want to explain some things so they can understand. For those who are Christians, they believe in the Bible, and they wonder sometimes, though, why the translation of the Bible has some things in it. I would like to help the Christians understand, just like I would like to help our Muslim brothers understand. In the Quran and in the Bible, we find reference, especially in the Old Testament, you find reference to God using, looks like a plural form when he says we, our, and us. Immediately we're thinking plural. How could God be more than one? Because in the Bible it says God is one clearly. Know, O Israel, the Lord your God is one God. In him you worship with all your heart, all your mind, and all your strength, and a commandment like unto it to love your brother as yourself. Now this is repeated in the New Testament by Isa, by Jesus. So it's in both Testaments. Also, this is what we know in Islam as well. La ilaha illallah. But also we know that whoever doesn't thank the people doesn't thank Allah. Therefore, we have something very similar on all three accounts, with what's called the monotheism or Tawheed, and belief of one God. And the first word needed to be referenced here because the very first word in the Arabic language, from where the Sheikh was reading from, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم نحن. No free advertising. I don't know how many times I said that tonight. Anyway, we do broadcast because something just happened here. I need to tell everybody, we do not accept money for advertising. We never compromised our message in the 20 years we've been on the air, on the radio, on the television. We do not take advertising. We do promote Islamic events, Islamic organizations, and we love to do that. That's our obligation as a Muslim. But commercial interests are outside of what we do. All right? This is not a place for commercials. We do not interrupt a program with ads. Got it? All right. So in the future, if you got something you want to give me, wait until after the program and I'll drink it then or eat whatever it is, but I don't want anything with names on it. Okay? Jazakallah khair. Now, the first word that we're talking about here is nahnu. What is nahnu? It means we. And it's Allah speaking about himself. And he says, nahnu. There's no doubt. But if you had a doubt, keep reading. Khalaqnakum. And again, this doesn't say khalaq. It doesn't say created. It said we created. It's very clear. We created, because at the end of something also is saying we. Nahnu. And if you say khalaqna, we created. And this is khalaqnakum. We created you. And kum means everybody. The difference between kum and whom is the distance. Whom? Kum. Kum is you guys. Whom is those guys. Got it? All right. Allah is saying we have created you. Then he's going to ask you a question. So why don't you believe? We created you. Why don't you believe? Now the explanation. The explanation here, the we is the royal we. And it's the same treatment of respect that we give to an individual we're speaking to. Because in English, and alhamdulillah, in English works similar to Arabic. So when I talk to somebody particularly, I have to give them the respect. If something is one, in English, we say it is. Huh? But if it's more, we say these are. We never say this are or these is. Unless some parts of New Jersey, they're not too... No, just kidding. Except one, there's a big exception. When I talk about myself, I put it in what's called the royal plural. I am. Not I is, not I are, I am. That's English. And when I speak to you, I give you the same respect. I don't say you is or you are. I say you are, sorry. I say you are, and you're a one person. Why? Because it's just like this. The royal treatment. And like the king or the queen, they will say, we are not amused. All right? And you look, but the king's all by himself. He got a mouse in his pocket. I don't understand. So you get to what I'm talking about. All right? So Allah is using that form, but it's still just one God, Allah, and he's due the most respect. He goes on after asking, why don't you believe? He said, have you not seen that which comes out of you, what you emit? Have you not seen it? And this talking specifically to males, because they have something that they emit. And then Allah is referring to that because he says in the next verse, is it you who created it, or is it Allah who created it? And then Allah goes on to say that he has decreed, which means I declare something, decree something, death among you, and I will not be outdone. Now he doesn't use the word I, he uses the word we. And I'm shifting this for translation effect for the non-Muslims who might be watching. Allah is putting it really in the first person plural when he says it. Indeed, that which we will change your likeness and produce you in that form which you do not know. And in the same way, when a baby is being developed inside of the mother, you don't know what it's going to be when it comes out. You think you know. How many times have people gone to the doctor and said, oh, we got what is it called, sonogram? Is it sonogram? Yeah. And they come back, they say, it's going to be a boy, it's going to be a girl, yeah. And then when it comes out, oops, whoa. Well, you know, sonogram's not perfect, not 100%. Oh, yeah, I don't think it's even 90%. Anyway, so we found that Allah is telling us, you don't know. And then he goes on to say, and you have already known the first creation, meaning you, there you are, so won't you remember? And have you seen that which you sow? Now he's talking about sowing something in the ground. Now, and I'll give you a little update on this, maybe you'd like to know. The one who digs the ground makes the hole, and then he puts those seeds in the ground, and then he covers those seeds over. In the Arabic language, he's a kafir. What? Yes. That's what is called the act of kafara, covering over. A kafir covers. Now, what has that got to do with the subject? And by the way, before I leave the subject, please do not go to Saudi Arabia and you see some guy driving a tractor and go, hey, kafir, how you doing? Because you're going to get shot, okay? That's going to happen. Why? Because today we only refer that title not to farmers anymore, but people who know the truth and they cover it over. Somebody has been exposed to the absolute truth. They understand there is a law. They know about this, but they refuse to accept it. They're not going to obey. They're not going to submit to a law. This is kufr. And they are kafir because they chose to cover it up. That's it. Now, anybody who is a kafir doesn't necessarily go to hell because they're still alive. Somebody can change. They can become the best of Muslims, better than us. And yet today, maybe they were even the president of the United States. Just saying. I mean, you know, no. I wasn't trying to infer anything. But if you took it that way, that's your problem. Anyway. So Allah talks about what you're putting in the ground, and he said, is it you who makes it grow, or is it Allah who makes it grow? Because no matter what you put in the ground, you can't guarantee it's going to grow. You can say, well, 99% it should come up because this is the best fertile ground and the best fertilization for it, and the water that we're putting here and the timing and the planting, and this is the best of the seeds. Something should come up. But can you guarantee me 100% it will grow? And then you see the little leaf coming up. You go, yep, I can guarantee it. Really? Oh, and it goes up, 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 up. But no fruit ever comes out of it. Oops. And there are date trees. Yeah, beautiful date palms, you know, tamar. And you look and you say, oh, wow. But no dates come off of it. Same for olive trees. Zaytun. You look and you see, whoa, look at, no fruit. Then you see some ugly looking tree over here, but the fruit comes off of it. So tell me, how come? I'm giving you some explanation that you might not find in the tafsir of the Quran, but I just want us to think about it. Allah said if he had willed, he could have made it dry debris. You know, just out there, dead on the ground. And then you would remain in wonder. Then Allah continues and he said, indeed, we are now in debt. Now what he's talking about is the people saying that. This has quotes on it. So the people are saying, we're in debt. We planted the seeds. Nothing grew. Now we got a problem. And we've been deprived. We have been, this is really bad. Then Allah said, and have you seen the water that you drink? Is it you who brought it down from the clouds? Or is it Allah who brought it down from the clouds? Now, a kafir, he will say, no, gravity brought it down. Yeah? Okay. All right. I have something to share with you, though. Where does hail come from? You know hail? Not the one for the cardamom in the... I'm not talking Arabic now. Hail in the kawa is great. But I'm talking about ice. Hail coming down. Do you think it comes down? Guess what? It doesn't. Study meteorology. It's water coming down and then it turns around and it goes back up. And then it comes down and it goes back up. And it comes down and it goes back up until it becomes ice and then it falls. Oh, so is it Allah who makes the hail? Or do you do it? And if you said, no, gravity does it, I guess gravity failed 4 times before it got to the ground. Aha. So, and then Allah goes on, He says, if He willed, He could have made it bitter, your water that you're drinking. He could make it bitter. So why are you not grateful? And one of the things to be grateful is to mention it, but then also to show gratefulness by sharing. 2 things that we have to do. We have to be grateful to Allah, but then we immediately have to share with others around us. If we didn't do that, we didn't fulfill the complete commandments. This is very vital, and especially in today's world, when we are so divided up as human beings that in one church you could find 5, 10, 15 different groups who are against each other. In one masjid, you could find almost everybody against everybody else. Could be worse. Is it true? And that's sad. Especially if you say, oh, brother, what's your name? Oh, my name is Muhammad. Well, mashallah, where are you from? What difference does it make? No, I'm just curious. What country are you from? Well, I'm from Iran. Okay, okay, you sit over there. What? Well, I think he's of one particular group. Well, there's more than one group in Iran. Just like there's more than one group in Pakistan. Is it true? Yeah? But you assume, oh, he's from Saudi Arabia, he's okay. Oh, really? These same groups that you're worried about in Iran or Pakistan are also in Saudi Arabia. And guess what? These same groups are all over the world. And by the way, how do you know your group is right? How do you know? Well, because our Sheikh said so. Okay, well, there's some circular logic. Anyway, so I want to stay with what Allah is talking about, though. He's asking you, who produced the tree? Did you produce it yourself? Or is Allah the producer? And He's asking you that He made this a reminder and the provisions. And He's talking about sajara. Sajara, I missed that one. This is a tree. He's talking about the trees here. And He wants to know, do you understand what a tree is all about? Because He's got a lot of purposes for a tree. You're just looking at it for fruit. But then it's a landmark for some people. They say, over by the big tree, turn left and go. Okay. Also for a traveler, as a landmark, one thing, but another thing is shade. Because when you're traveling out in the heat, you go, oh man, there's a tree. Let me just relax. I'll get under the tree, knock out a few winks, and well. Or if it's raining, some people will run under a tree. Why would you stand out in the open? You say, well, you still get wet a little bit under a tree. Well, at least I'm under a tree. People have always felt like a tree is a good thing. Even sometimes we cut them up and make houses out of them too. It says then, now the name of this surah is what? Al-Waqiyah. Is that right? Yes. This is the ayat that you hear it in. This is when Allah said that He swears by Al-Waqiyah. He's swearing by Al-Waqiyah. And that is the setting of the stars. Translation. Indeed, this is an oath If you could but know, it is Azim, a great oath. Azim, we don't even have a word for Azim in English. We don't have it. We just say great or big, but it's a very big word. Very big word in Arabic. And then Allah says, indeed, this is a noble Quran. And it really is, isn't it? In a register, well protected. Actually, what it says, fi kitabu markum. Maknum. I told you I couldn't read with these glasses on. Anyway, this is something that's coming up to a big ayah that's under so much misunderstanding. So are you ready? Everybody sitting down? Okay, here we go. And it says that the translation, none can touch it except the mutatahharin. Is that what it says? Yeah. No, mutatahharun. You can put the dhamma. Some people said this means you can't touch the Quran without wudu. Is that right? How many people thought that's what it means? You thought that? Who told you that? You heard it from somebody. Yeah. Anybody else thought that? You cannot touch the Quran without wudu because of this verse. Now, this is a different subject, why or how, but this is saying none can touch it except the mutatahharun. Does this mean, if you want to tie that into wudu, suppose I'm walking and I've got some Qurans in my hand, musahaf, and I'm walking along with it, I lose wudu. I got to drop them right away? How are you going to drop them? That's worse. What am I going to do? Now, some people said, oh, well, as long as you just touch the cover. I'm looking here, it doesn't say that. I don't see anything about a cover in here. I don't understand. Now, suppose I have it open and I lose wudu. Now, what am I supposed to do? Slam it shut? Come on. The scholars gave us a better understanding about this. They said this is talking about the book that's with Allah, fi lawhim mahfuz, as you find in the end of the Quran in the Juz Amma. Juz Amma, 30th Juz. Because it says clearly here, you can't touch it unless you are pure. And really, none of us is pure, but angels are. We're not really pure in that sense, but angels are. And so this is why the scholar said that this is referring to angels. It's only the book with Allah. The book with Allah. But I'll let you believe what you want to believe. Then it is to this statement that you are indifferent and you make the thanks for your provision, but you deny the provider. Do you follow that one? You're happy for what you got, but you're not going to say thank you to Allah. This is pretty heavy. Then why when the soul, oh, I love this part. Why when somebody is reaching the point of death and the soul is coming up and it's at the throat, this person is dying right now, and you're looking on, you're watching all this, and the angels are nearer to this person than you are, but you don't see them. Now, here's a reference to angels right here. Why? Because still talking about these pure. You don't have to believe me. Then why do you not? Why don't you? In other words, why don't you, if you're not getting paid one way or the other, why don't you just bring back? Why don't you just bring back this person? Catch him before he gets out. He's going to die. So why don't you just bring him back? And you can't. So that's Allah's saying, if you're truthful in what you're saying, bring him back. And if the deceased was of those who were brought near to Allah, now he's going to talk about what happens to people after death. I want us to be close and pay attention to this. If the person who died was brought near to Allah, then for the rest of him, this for the remainder, is rest and bounty and a garden of pleasure. And if he was of the companions of the Yamin, which means the right, then angels will say, peace for you. And you are from the Ashab al-Yamin, which is the companions of the right. La ilaha illallah. I hope all of us, I pray all of us are with them. Ameen. Brothers and sisters alike, any of us on that day, make us of the Ashab al-Yamin, Yamin. Ameen. But then, unfortunately, we have to deal with the other side of the coin. But if the deceased was of those who are dalala. What is dalala? Dalala. What is daleen? Lost. Astray. Not guided. Somebody is on the huda of Allah, he's guided. Somebody's dalala, he's misguided. So for him is the accommodation of hamim. What's hamim? Scalding hot water, boiling water, and burning fire. That's hamim and jahim. Jahim is the hellfire. Jahannam, na'udhu billah. And now listen to this. Whenever you use the word yaqeen, this means absolutely, that's it. And firm and clear, beyond any shadow of a doubt. Indeed, this is yaqeen. Thank you for that. And that's true certainty. So exalt the name of your Lord, the Most Great. And again, it uses azim, this really amazing word, azim. Allah is al-azim. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. We thank Allah for giving us and letting us understand so much from the Quran, from the Hadith, from our scholars, from our teachers, because without that, how would we know? We'd be guessing in the dark. So we're really happy about this. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Thank you, all of you, for your attention, and all of you sitting at home. We ask Allah to accept from all of us. And with that, I ask all of you guys at home to stay tuned and keep guided with Guide Us TV. And for all of us to stick around, because we got more coming up right here. Inshallah.
Here are some ways to get Guide Us TV. Via satellite on Galaxy 19 FTA. At this satellite frequency, transponder rate 5, frequency 11836 MHz, polarity vertical, symbol rate 20770, FEC 3/4, channel ID, Guide US TV. You can also download the app to your smartphone. Available for iPhones from the App Store, for Android on Google Play. And now Guide Us TV is available on Roku. Get guided with Guide Us TV.
Do we need Guide Us TV?
Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. Do we need Guidance TV? That's like saying, do we need to give da'wah? That's like saying, should we talk about Islam to non-Muslims? Of course we need Guidance TV. We need to tell the people about our religion, and we tell them the way and the means that they are most familiar with. So we need to utilize every single thing that we can through the internet, through our television stations, through satellite television, to spread this message of Islam. Bottom line, yes, we need Guidance TV.
Do we need Guide Us TV?
Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. Do we need Guidance TV? That's like saying, do we need to give da'wah? That's like saying, should we talk about Islam to non-Muslims? Of course we need Guidance TV. We need to tell the people about our religion, and we tell them the way and the means that they are most familiar with. So we need to utilize every single thing that